This is the sort of trip that dreams are made of. Welcome to MojoTravels, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 reasons Thailand should be your next destination. Are you a fan of our videos? Be sure to subscribe to MojoTravels and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos. For this list, we're looking at why you should put Thailand, which definitely handled the 2020 pandemic very well, high on your list of travel priorities for a trip, whenever that may be. Number 10. Weather. Have you ever tried to pitch someone on a trip to somewhere cold and rainy? It's not an easy sell. Great weather isn't a prerequisite for travel, but if you're feeling burnt out, sick of the cold, or just want a break, it certainly helps. Well, Thailand is blessed with just about some of the nicest weather you could ever ask for. Forget spring, summer, fall, and winter. In Thailand, the seasons are hot, cool, and wet/rainy. And you know what? All three are considered a good time for tourists to visit. It just depends on what your priorities are. The hot season can be downright sweltering, making it popular with beach lovers, while during the wet season, travelers head inland. Even during the cool months, which is peak season, the weather mostly remains pleasantly warm. Number 9. Wildlife. If you've got a soft spot for animals, you're in for a treat. With large areas of the country being largely untouched wilderness, including a number of national parks, Thailand is a great place for spotting all manner of unique creatures. In fact, it's estimated that roughly 10% of the planet's animals call this Southeast Asian country home. Across Thailand's diverse habitats, one can spot hundreds of bird species, as well as tigers, clouded leopards, gibbons, Asian elephants, and more. Of course, whenever partaking in animal-centric travel, it's important that you keep a respectful distance from the wildlife. And if you're going to sign up for a tour or animal experience, do your research to make sure that you're giving your money to a responsible and respected organization that puts the well-being of the animals first. Number 8. Bangkok. This bustling and vibrant city is home to an estimated whopping 8.3 million people, 14.6 million when talking about the greater metropolitan area. On top of that, it welcomes tens of millions of travelers annually. In recent years, it's actually ranked as the single most visited city on Earth. And there's good reason for that. Bangkok is a city unlike any other. It's so busy that orienting yourself can be a challenge, but once you get a feeling for the city's unique rhythm, it's easy to fall in love. Around every corner, there's some new gem to discover, from bars and restaurants to shops, art galleries, museums, parks, and more. The massive number of expats who have chosen to settle in Bangkok is a testament to this city's many magnetic qualities. Number 7. Scuba Diving. Thailand is the sort of destination that you can return to numerous times and never fail to find something new to enjoy. But for all the adventure opportunities that the country has to offer on dry land, a whole other world awaits below the waves. Thailand is blessed with over 1,500 miles of coastline, and hiding just below the surface are countless dive spots that will give you a whole new appreciation for aquatic life. In the Andaman Sea, Phuket, Koh Phi Phi, and the Surin Islands are considered to be some of the best dive spots. The Gulf of Thailand is the other main dive area, with the highlights being Koh Samui and Koh Tao. With its crystal clear waters, ever comfortable in terms of temperature, Thailand is a great place to go diving. Even for beginners, there are numerous accredited dive schools where you can learn. Number 6. Temples. Because of the country's friendly people, Thailand is often called the Land of Smiles. It's a well-earned nickname, but Thailand does so many things well that it honestly deserves a lengthy list of titles, including the Land of Temples. Buddhism is the most commonly practiced religion in the country, and there are roughly 40,000 temples to prove it. Many are modest and understated, but in cities like Bangkok, temples such as Wat Phra Keo, Wat Po, and Wat Arun are downright breathtaking. As you travel the country, you'll come across various styles of temple that represent the region where they're located, and the period during which they were built. Other highlights include Wat Suan Do and Wat Pa Son Keo, but honestly, there are just too many noteworthy temples to list. You'll just have to go see them for yourself. Number 5. Nightlife. Since this tends to be somewhat of a divisive selling point, we feel that smack in the middle of our list is an appropriate place for Thailand's nightlife. If you're a night owl, you will never be at a loss for exciting things to do in Bangkok after the sun goes down. The bar and club scene is rightfully the stuff of legend. Unfortunately, Thailand lives up to its hard partying reputation to such a degree that it can sometimes be a bit of a turnoff for more reserved travelers. If you fall into the latter category, it's worth noting that the major cities have plenty of alternative nighttime activities, including theater performances and live music. Thailand is known for its jazz and reggae bars. For those who are looking for the quintessential nightlife experience, however, the drinks are cheap on Khao San Road, where the party never stops. It's also worth noting that Bangkok, in particular, is very welcoming of the LGBTQ+ community. Number 4. The epic landscape. One could easily spend their entire trip to Thailand partying it up in Bangkok, but you'd be robbing yourself of the opportunity to see some of the most beautiful landscapes you're likely to encounter anywhere in your travels. That's part of what makes Thailand such a uniquely appealing destination. It offers the best of both worlds in terms of city life and stunning natural spaces. As you journey through the country, you can't help but be blown away by the sheer diversity of terrain, eye-catching geological features, and the lush forests. It's truly a land of adventure. Surfing, zip-lining, whitewater rafting, there's no shortage of adrenaline-pumping activities to be enjoyed, always against a backdrop of a lush environment. Of course, hiking is one of the best ways to see the country. Hang Nak Mountain, Khao No, and Kieu Me Pan offer just a few of the country's most stunning vistas. Number 3. Beaches. Ask anyone who's been to Thailand, or who plans on going there in the future, what appealed to them about the country, and chances are that beaches are going to be one of the first words to come out of their mouth. Thailand's shoreline is world famous, and with good reason. We could do multiple videos listing the country's countless picture-perfect beaches, most popular, most epic, most underrated, most isolated, etc. Crystal clear water, soft sand, scenic ocean views, trees swaying in the breeze. What's not to like? The great thing about Thailand's beaches is that because they're so numerous, there's one to fit the tastes of just about every traveler. Want a party? Head to Koh Phangan or Koh Samui. Something a bit more relaxed or off the radar? Try Koh Mai Pai or Koh Kud. Oh, you want a beach where you can rock climb? No problem, Ton Sai Beach awaits. Number 2. Food. Yes, you've had pad thai before, probably pad siu as well. But until you've been to Thailand, it's impossible to fathom just how diverse, complex, and yet consistently excellent the cuisine is. Street food isn't just a hot dog from a stand on a corner. It's a crucial part of the local culture that unites people from all walks of life. How long do you have to spend in Thailand? 1 week? 2 weeks? A month? Unless you're moving to Thailand for an extended stay, chances are that you could go an entire trip without ever eating the same thing again. And of course, considering how delicious the food is here, we doubt you'll be able to stop yourself. Gang keo wan gai, khao pad, tom kha gai, som tam. These are just a handful of the dishes that you'll try and invariably come to love. It's easy to get a great bite of food just about anywhere, but venture into one of the local markets and you'll be truly overwhelmed with your options. Number 1. Relative affordability. Depending on where you're traveling from, a flight to Thailand is likely to cost you a pretty penny. But even if you have to spend a small fortune getting there, once you're in Thailand, the low cost of living is sure to make this among the most affordable trips you've ever taken. People can comfortably live off of $40 to $60 per day, and that's seeing all the sights and engaging with tourist traps. Experienced backpackers often do it for $25 or less. And once you're there, travel within the country, or to neighboring nations, becomes very affordable. You can get a comfortable place to sleep for as cheap as $5 to $15. Snacks and drinks can often cost $1 or less. You can get a meal for a few bucks, and if you want a sit-down experience with all the trimmings, it's unlikely to run you up more than $10. Seriously, even a modest budget will take you far. Safe travels! Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MojoTravels, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.